everybody, and welcome to Mindful Minutes. We are going to do our evening reflection or our evening meditation tonight. It's been about 2 months since we've really started doing these nightly. It all started with, the start of COVID-19 and kind of the whole concept that we're being quarantined and a lot of us are feeling isolated and maybe our moods are shifting and we're feeling a bit down. So, our intention with these positive thoughts or these positive meditations is to give ourselves time to process everything that's happening and put ourselves back into a positive frame of mind. Positive affirmations can have a huge impact on our entire day and our entire outlook on our life. So tonight's meditation is going to be on the thought, I do not degrade myself with comparison. And comparison is something that we often find ourselves falling victim to. And I say victim because very rarely is comparison helpful, and very rarely does comparison lead to something positive. And quite often, the only person we should be comparing ourselves to is the person that we were yesterday. And even then, we have to be cautious because maybe the version of ourselves yesterday was really on game, and maybe we had a really great day and we were just on top of things. And maybe the person we are today, the version of ourselves today, is struggling, and that's okay. We're going to have these great days and these off days. And we just need to be gentle with ourselves and make sure that we're not downplaying our strengths by focusing on the should haves or the could haves that we're seeing by comparing ourselves to others. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with our evening meditation, either taking a comfortable seated position or just going ahead and laying down, whatever feels most comfortable. And if you're new to meditation, no tricks, it's super simple. Just relax with the breath. Calm the mind, relax the body, and just be your own guide. So let's go ahead and close our eyes. Let's begin to settle in for a moment. And let's go ahead and take a few deep, even breaths. Let's just check in with the breath this evening. And see with each inhale if we can fill the chest, the belly, and the diaphragm. And with each exhale, slowly let the breath leave the body, taking with it any tension, any stress, any worry. And right now, let's do nothing more than to simply acknowledge the gentle flow of breath through the body. Maybe even saying to ourselves, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, and again, inhale, exhale. See if you might be able to allow the muscles in the body to relax as you continue an even pace of breath. Relax the muscles in the face, the neck, the shoulders. Feel any tension slowly leaving the body with each exhale. See if you can calm the mind, gently acknowledging any thoughts, and then gently placing them aside, giving yourself these few minutes to calmly reflect, relax, and unwind at the end of the day. Once we're feeling calm and relaxed, let's go ahead and bring our hands to our heart, connecting with the heartbeat. And without applying too much effort, let us ask ourselves, how have I been comparing myself lately? Who have I been comparing myself to? Acknowledge how these comparisons have made you feel. And then gently bringing the hands back down, either opening the eyes or keeping the gaze cast downward, we'll begin to focus on our guided thought this evening. And again, that thought is, I do not degrade myself with comparison. And we'll begin journeying through this thought, beginning with, comparison is the thief of joy and the death of creativity. Comparison robs me of dignity and destroys the knowledge that to stand out is far better than to blend in. Unfair comparison is a disservice to the unique properties that I possess. It is a violent degradation of my creative soul. It is a mockery of the unique journey that I am on. No two paths travel the same landscape, and no two journeys will end at the same final resting point. I congratulate myself. I appreciate where I am, who I am, what I have done, and what I have overcome. Each moment spent comparing is a moment of joy lost. Each moment spent comparing myself to another, or my experience or circumstance to that of another, whether real or fabricated, is a moment of appreciation lost for the current life I am living, for the current lessons I am learning, for the current beauty I am failing to see in the present moment, and for the beautifully unique and wonderfully made person that I am. No one in this entire world will ever be better at being me than I am. We all have our strengths. We all have our weaknesses. We all have our days of celebration, and likewise our days of hardship. Just as the winds and rains shape the earth, just as much as the gentle kiss of the sun, my hardships shape and mold me just as importantly as my successes and achievements. What purpose does comparison serve? None except to fool me into thinking that I am not already good enough. I grow, slowly, but I grow. Sometimes I am simply too impatient to see the growth I am experiencing. A tiny seed does not yet know the size and strength of the mighty tree it will become. It only knows that with patience, sunshine, and the occasional rain, it will one day achieve its true potential. It does not compare itself to other trees it is surrounded by in the forest. It simply appreciates the view from the top, cares for the life that takes refuge in its branches, and rejoices in the strength of its roots that keep it anchored in the present and the past, while its branches reach continually toward the future. The rose does not compare itself to the daisy, nor the river to the lake. They appreciate their own existence and live peacefully alongside one another, never striving to be something they are not. It is so hard to see the truth beyond the filter of false perfection. Comparison with myself leads to self-improvement, while comparing myself to others leads only to self-destruction. Happiness is found only when I stop comparing and start appreciating. Peace cannot come without acceptance, and acceptance cannot live in harmony with comparison and dissatisfaction. The sun and the moon both harbor great beauty and spark awe and wonder. I do not compare the shining sun to the glowing moon, but appreciate both for their unique beauty and purpose. Comparison deprives me of joy and self-love. There is hardship enough already. I do not withhold joy and love unnecessarily. I embrace the life I live, for it is far too short to waste. I do not degrade myself with comparison. Let us bring our hands momentarily back to the heart. And let us sit with that thought for a moment. I do not degrade myself with comparison. And without judgment and without much effort, let us once again ask ourselves, how have I been comparing myself? Who have I been comparing myself with? How have these comparisons made me feel? And are these comparisons just? Taking in 2 more deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And relaxing our hands back down. We'll end once more with, I do not degrade myself with comparison. Wishing you all a beautiful night. Love you all.